Fermin, Tyler, congratulations. You boys have made it into the final round of this competition. Now we're sending you back to your home forges to recreate this iconic weapon. The U.S. Army officer's sword.
Oh, snap. The saber.
Gentlemen, you'll have 4 days at your home forges in which to complete this challenge. At the end of those 4 days, you'll return and present your sabers to our panel of expert judges. And after they've thoroughly tested them, they'll move one of you forward to our Battle of the Branches final to represent the Army. Good luck, bladesmiths. We'll see you in 4 days.
Thanks, man. Good luck, bro. Good luck.
It's day one. I'm back in my home forge in Waiwega, Wisconsin. So my plan is going to be to start out with a nice 25-plus layer billeted Damascus. I've got my stack of 1084 right here. Then I've got my stack of 15N20 here. We're ready to rock and roll and get this into the forge. I made a log splitter press. So that's giving me 22 tons of squish squish. Probably cut this into about 4 bars, which will put us at 108 layers restacked. Then we'll get them over to the welder. We're so hot in there, it's like looking at the sun. Day one's coming to a close. I'm just getting that last bit of length out of my billet, kind of looking like a saber. 1, 2, 3. Oh.
We got a quench tank. I'm hoping the quench goes well. That way I can move on to the guard. I get that blade into the oil. No pings. That's a good sign. That's a very good sign. When I pull the blade out of the quench, the blade actually straightened out instead of taking a curve. So now I'm under the perimeters. I put my blade back in the heat. I bring it out. I put it on the jig that I made. I don't want to over pull it because I don't want to break it. I made it.
It's day 2 here on my home forge. It's time to quench. I'm really crossing my fingers here that everything is going to go as planned. Because I don't want to have to start over. Temperature feels good. Got a real slight warp in the end. I think that's something I can grind out. The file skates.
Today's the last day. I'm starting day 4. I'm concentrating on sharpening that blade and getting that handle done. I'm gonna go with Purple Heart, one of the highest honors that you can receive while being in war and surviving. So now, a little bit of epoxy. We are successful on this one.
It's day 4 here at my home forge. Plan for today is to finish shaping my handle, get everything polished up, put together, and finishing up a blade that I'm happy with. I rounded off a piece of wood to help me develop that curve in the guard. That's a good start. We're gonna bring out that Damascus. The most rewarding part about making Damascus is going into the acid. I'm just 110% pleased with it. The contrast is great, the pattern is awesome. I can't wait to see this blade tested by the judges. Hopefully I can hear, "It will kill."
Fermin, Tyler, welcome back to the forge. You soldiers have had 4 days at your home forges to work on your Army officer's sabers. Now it's time for our weapons test, a strength test, a sharpness test, and a kill test.
All right, soldiers, your weapons look beautiful, but were they born to kill? To find that out, I'm gonna take your weapons and deliver slashes and thrust on this ballistics dummy. Tyler, you're up first. You ready for this?
Ready as I'll ever be.
You need those teeth.
Alas, poor Yurik, I knew him well. All right, Tyler, this edge is sharp. I mean, just pulling out of that, look how deeply it cut this ballistics dummy. Now, in cutting the spine and the jaw, it took a little bit of glinting, but no major chips, stayed straight, and most of all, it will kill.
Thank you.
Fermin, are you ready?
Sir, yes, sir. As soon as I see the bend on my blade, my heart stops.
All right, Fermin, your edge will lacerate and cut flesh. Your tip is sharp to puncture from the back, even into the heart, and it lacerates on the way out. But in cutting the head and cutting that spine, it did take a bend, and there's light chipping on the edge of your blade. But your weapon, sir, will kill.
Yeah.
Bladesmiths, welcome to the strength test. To test the strength of your blade and the overall construction of your sabers, I'm gonna beat them violently into these helmets like they were being worn by my mortal enemy. Now, I'm not really concerned about what your saber does to the helmets or the dummy. I wanna see what the helmet and dummy are gonna do to your sabers. Now, Fermin, we're gonna let your blood pressure cool down a little bit.
Thank you.
Tyler, you're gonna go first. You ready?
Yep.
Tyler is a beast. You got some chipping on the edge, where I can catch my nail on. I don't see any pulls or delaminations in your steel. It's still in one piece. It's still sharp. Good job.
Thank you.
Awesome, dude.
Okay, Fermin, how you feeling?
I can't.
Well, we're gonna do it anyway. All right, Fermin, we got two problems. One, your blade is just continuing to bend. Pretty soon it's gonna be a 90-degree angle. The other thing is your handle grooves are shoving my hand right up against the guard, and it's just bashing my knuckles up into it. You can see my back two knuckles are already starting to turn blue and swell. That's a really big problem for me.
Gentlemen, these tests are intentionally brutal and severe to set your blades apart from one another. Fermin, we had a catastrophic failure in the middle of our strength test, and we just cannot continue testing with that bent blade. I have to dismiss you from the forge. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I gave it my best. I totally agree with shutting the test down. I wouldn't want to test it myself and be injured. Represent us well.
I will, brother.
Tyler, coming up against you was an honor. I might not be the Forge and Fire champion. However, making it this far, it's been an amazing trip. I would love to do it all over again. Go Army.
Tyler, congratulations. You've earned the Army's anvil in our Battle of the Branches final competition, where you'll have a chance to win the title of Forged and Fire champion for the Army and a check for $50,000. Good job, brother.
Feels amazing, but this is just the first step. I still got to go up against the Navy, the Marines, and the Air Force to prove that the Army can take it all. I'm Tyler Hackbar. I'm the Army champion, and I'm coming for you guys.